I'd rather be able to talk and just look at you, but you might look back, so I'm going to read instead. You will be. As most of you know, I've been on dialysis for the last year, and the last 15 months, actually. And it's a long story, and I'm going to try to give you a little bit of it. And I'm going to insert a Bible verse here and there where I think it's appropriate. I guess we're in church, it's always appropriate. Anyway, I'm going to start with Matthew 21:22. In all things, whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing, ye shall receive. Like I said, it's all written down. I wish I could do it differently, but I can't. Our God is a God of miracles. A miracle can be instant, but it doesn't have to be. A miracle over time is still a miracle. God's timing is always perfect, and when He makes us wait for results, there are always reasons. In November of 2013, I landed in the hospital as a result of a long illness. They told me I had kidney failure and was immediately put on emergency dialysis. And within a few days, the nephrologist diagnosed me with end-stage renal disease. Sounds pretty final. Anyway, this, they told me, meant that I would be on dialysis the rest of my life if I did not get a transplant. That when kidneys failed to function, there was no reversing it. I, however, knowing how powerful our God is, began immediately to pray for healing, for a miracle. And this is the prayer I wrote after less than a week in the hospital. Please just listen to the content. Don't listen to the proper English, because some of it's probably in third person, should be in first. But anyway. Wonderful Almighty Father, you are awesome. This was written in November of 2013. And your creations are beyond amazing. You knew me before I was conceived. You knew my inner workings. You knew what every part of me would do. You knew I had a sin nature, and therefore would deteriorate with time. According to medical science, some of our body parts can reconstruct and come back for service. However, once the kidneys are destroyed, they cannot rejuvenate. That is according to the experts, the kidney doctors. Then there is the limitless power of the Holy One, the Creator, the great physician, the one who gave sight to the blind, the one who reattached a severed ear, the one who called Lazarus from the dead, the one who came to earth as a God-man and raised himself from the dead. Is anything too hard for God? Would it be possible for God to restart a slow or worn-out kidney? Knowing the limitless power of the Almighty God, Luke 1:37, for with God nothing shall be impossible. I ask for a complete healing by the great physician. I want nothing less, and I will give God all the glory. If it was about me, I wouldn't be up here right now, trust me. I tried throughout my life to make healthy decisions so that this type of thing would not happen, but God has the final say. On Wednesday, November 20th, 2013, I was admitted to Frisbee Hospital. Although I would not have chosen to do this, God put me here. It is the right thing. It is what I have been given. and I must be joyous in all things. It's been almost a week since leaving normal, and God has taught me so much and given me so many blessings that I would otherwise have missed. Okay, that's the end of that prayer that I wrote in November. I'll continue. Over the past 15 months, I have prayed, read, claimed scripture, and stepped out on faith. About 3 months ago, God sent us a naturopath who just happens to be a believer. And through his instructions, we have switched over from drugs to herbal medicines. Step of faith number 2. Number 1 was before we met him, and I began skipping Wednesday dialysis, going in only on Monday and Friday. As time went by, I began feeling better and better all the time. The only time I felt bad was on dialysis days. I would come home and I would be totally wiped out. So at the suggestion of my naturopath, who by the way prays with us every time we meet, I took off a Friday. Step of faith number 3. I began doing this quite regularly. Needless to say, but I'll say it anyway, the doctors and nurses were not too happy with me, with my decisions. I went into the dialysis center this past Monday, and I told the nurse that I only wanted a blood draw for the monthly labs, that I did not want dialysis. She said that they couldn't do that because they couldn't bill for it unless I stayed for dialysis. So then I offered to leave. She said she could call the doctor and see if he would order the blood to be drawn at the hospital. He did, but he wanted me to know that if I skipped 3 in a row, which that would have been last Monday, my next dialysis would be at the hospital, because they would have to determine whether or not I was stable enough for, I think they were talking about physically stable, but anyway, stable enough for the dialysis center, the clinic. Okay. I walked away. That was after spending last Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, Monday morning, can't read my writing. As I drove to dialysis, searching the scriptures, didn't do that while I was driving, but anyway, and praying for guidance. I was at a fork in the road to follow what I believe is God's showing me. Believe what God is showing me. Okay, let me start over. I got to do this right. I was at a fork in the road to follow what I believe God is showing me, or to stay with conventional treatment. I had to make a choice. I don't believe you can go 2 ways. 1 Corinthians 2:5 says that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of God. And this here, right now, is step of faith number 5. I know the Bible tells us to be cautious about making promises to God because we may not keep them. I made one anyhow, knowing that I had to keep it. My promise to God was and still is, when I'm healed, I will proclaim his wondrous healing powers to the world. Starting right here. spreading to other churches, hospitals, anyone that wants to hear it. Anybody that wants to hear. God is awesome, powerful. You are looking at a miracle. And I covet your prayers. Would I have chosen this path? No. Would I now want to change it? Probably not. I'm in the midst of a great miracle, a physical healing that the doctors claimed couldn't happen. But even bigger and more amazing than that, I have seen some breathtaking spiritual miracles over the past year and a half. Perhaps the most joyous of all is watching my family grow to love the Lord. Watching them praising God with music, watching them clean up their lives, raise their kids to know the Lord, and watching them proclaim their love for Jesus to the world, even though it means that longtime friends walk away from them. There is so much more, and as time goes on, I'll share more with you. But do I want to rewind the tape and do it differently? Miss out on all these blessings? No. Romans 8:28, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Lord, who are the called according to his purpose. And then I'd like to just read a part of a psalm that struck me a long time ago, months ago. I felt like it fit. O God, thou hast taught me from my youth, and hitherto have I declared thy wondrous works. Now also, when I am old and gray-headed, O God, forsake me not until I have showed thy strength unto this generation, and thy power to everyone that is to come. Thy righteousness also, O God, is very high. Who hast done great things, O God, who is like unto thee? Thou which hast showed me great and sore troubles, shalt quicken me again, and shalt bring me up again from the depths of the earth. Thou shalt increase the greatness and comfort me on every side. I will also praise thee with the psaltery, even the truth, O my God. Unto thee will I sing with the harp, O thou Holy One of Israel. My lips shall greatly rejoice when I sing unto thee, and my soul, which thou hast redeemed. My tongue also shall talk of thy righteousness all the day long, for they are confounded, for they are brought unto shame that seek my hurt. And what I did, I went through that verse by verse, and I wrote what it meant to me. The week I was born, my mother enrolled me in the cradle roll in our Sunday school. My parents loved you and taught me to love you and love and honor and obey you. Of course, I strayed, as most kids do, but I could always feel you tugging at me, so I always came back. And I've always appreciated how awesome you are and share that fact often. I am now on the other end of life. Please, Lord, hold me up. Allow me to share you and my love for you, and how powerful you are to everyone, especially my children and grandchildren. There is no one that can compare to you, God. You are omnipotent, righteous, and awesome. I love to commune with you. You have allowed me to become sick And with this disease, I have become closer to you. Breathe into me new life, I pray. You are the great physician. Hold my kidneys in the palm of your hand and totally heal them, I pray. Help me, Lord, to give you more of myself than ever before, to be healthier than I have been in years, and to give you the glory and praise for it. Help me, Lord, to praise you with music, to sing your praises from my heart, to play instruments, to honor you, for you are holy and worthy of praise. You have redeemed me. You have prepared a new home for me with you. And I want to sing about it to you and to all who will listen. I want to tell the world of your marvelous and wondrous works. I want to show the world, the doctors and the doubters, of your great power and faithfulness, so that those who do not believe will be in awe as they see the power of your mighty hand, and they might finally understand in a limited way how powerful you are. And the last thing I have to say is Matthew. No, that's not the one. It's a good one, but it's not the one. Maybe I can't find what I want to say. Who knows? Maybe I'm shaking too much to find it. Okay, here we go. Romans 8:28, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God and to them who are the called according to his purpose. That's it. Thank you.